Nana Kwame Bediako, also known as Cheddar, also known as Freedom Jacob Caesar. These days he says he should be called Freedom. He prefers Freedom Jacob Caesar, not Cheddar. But yeah, he's a young Ghanaian entrepreneur. I'll just read something about him here, a little bit of his profile. So he's, like I said, a Ghanaian entrepreneur, an industrialist, a philanthropist, and a real estate mogul. If you are Ghanaian and you are interested in real estate, you can't go without knowing about Freedom Jacob Caesar. He's a founder and CEO of Qualis Group and also Wonder World, which manages all his real estate. So his umbrella company encompasses many numerous brands, including Belfast City and Property Management, Petronia City Construction, and like I mentioned, Wonder World Estate. So that's just a little bit of background on the man we're talking about. He's declared his intention to run for the presidency in Ghana, and currently he's on a media tour around the country. And he was in a radio station in Kumasi a couple of days ago. He made a statement that has made news, where he said that he would bring the sea to Kumasi to make it easier for containers to be transported to the region, rather than having these trucks hauling them one by one from the port. And this has generated a lot of buzz, a lot of news in Ghana. And we just want to dive right into it and share our opinions on what we think about the backlash that this particular statement he made is getting. So let's get right into it.
Mehuno mama tukwan makomachi mehu mahwe nkrofo okro uko Dubai a omukra no na ye desert enso omukra nya epo abaho oma dredge ayade ba kwa mpese me yema Kumasi man ha se me dredge ama epo ebi abaha na yetimi de ship ni ade enso de normal ba 2024 na afeni ebetwi container 1111 from Accra harbor edi aba itema harbor edi aba Kumasi ebi okra itiki be 6 hours and sana container ba ko pe wedura ebi dura no so na normal be se half e wo container ni nyina ebi abubu abra we railway anase we nsu a within 1 hour na container 500 eduru ha se wo pese wo ship 500 su ko ba bi a wa ship ko ba bi.
So guys, Cheddar says he'll channel the sea to Ashanti region, Kumasi, and he's gotten a lot of, there are people, lots of the comments and the videos that are coming out are kind of mocking him in a sort of mocking him for saying that. What do you think, with your experience traveling around the world and seeing mega projects? Do you think this is a laughing matter, or is something that is possible?
This is one thing I never understand with Ghanaians. Forget about the banter. For a second. Every single thing is achievable.
Right.
Yeah. There's so many examples around the world where politicians or people come up with like extreme, mind-blowing engineering projects where people doubt.
Yeah.
But me traveling around the world, especially being around China and traveling around China, I've seen so many amazing projects. If I tell a Ghanaian, they will say, no, this is a lie.
Yeah.
You understand? I use a Ghanaian because in our culture, we tend to kind of mock or throw things away. The moment you come up with an idea, oh, this one cannot be done.
Yeah.
We just
they try to kill it before even the project starts. Yeah.
Quick. I do understand a little bit, because if you look at the state of our roads, the lakes or our rivers and lagoons, you go like, if these ones we cannot even maintain it, how is it possible to get these things done?
Right.
But I think it can be done. I always say this, and it's jokingly, the three gorgeous dam.
Gorgeous, not gorgeous. Gorgeous.
I call it gorgeous because you have to be there to believe it,
to appreciate the scale of the project.
You've been there, right? You can go a little bit, explain it a little bit. You said it's gorgeous or gorgeous or gorgeous.
3 gorgeous dam, yeah.
In China. Do you think, I want to ask you, because you've been there.
Yeah.
If you're in Ghana and I tell you we can turn the Akosomo Dam to that kind of like we can make it that way. Would you believe me?
Well, someone who lives in Ghana would say, it's not possible. We already have this one. What are we going to waste money on? It's not achievable. So yeah, I mean, you're right by saying that we try to kill dreams before we even finish dreaming them. And it's just a mentality.
Before we even wake up.
But yeah, let's go to D. What's your first opinion on that statement and the bashing?
I think you guys started off just right. You know, there's a saying that goes like, if you have to dream big.
Yeah.
So I think he's just dreaming.
And
because
also, a toad must not be eaten. But if you must eat a toad, choose a fat and juicy one. So if you're doing something, do it big.
Big. Yeah.
But you must not be eating was a good point. You don't need to.
But in this case, the toad must be eaten.
Fine. So let's move on. So the point is that at the end of it, I think this is what got him to where he is, right? He dreamt big. He followed his, passion or dream, blah, blah, blah. He got to where he is right now. So I think what he's trying to do is motivate people. Let people understand that it is possible on our continent, on or in our country per se. I mean, people are not delusional, right? Don't get me wrong. You're not just going to be like, we're going to build like, an ocean in the sky. People are not stupid for you to say anything that's going to pass. But at the end of the day, we have to understand something. We do not understand the dynamics, the engineering dynamics that goes into what he's saying.
Yeah.
And the guy's got an engineering background. I mean, I'm not sure.
From his business.
From his business, that's what I'm saying. I mean, he deals in real estate and mega projects, stuff like that. So possibly it's a vision, it's an idea that he has. So maybe if he comes to power, he might be able to sit down with some world-class engineers and trying to figure it out. And even if it's not feasible, what he said was what? He's going to look into railways, roads, how to get stuff moving around the country to make, transportation of goods and services more effective. So I feel like people like Coach Sheldon, which we all do, you come out, you bashing and back. You need to understand what the guy is saying. Sometimes when you talk, you get passionate about what you're saying, right? You just start exaggerating. It could
sometimes you're not even aware that you say some things a certain way. Yeah.
He could be exaggerating. But the most important thing, the problem that I have with that interview was the host could have chimed in, right?
Yeah.
Could have chimed in and be like, yo, hold on.
How
I got what you say, but how is that feasible? Because looking at the location of Kumasi, right? Sheldon said, the proximity, right? It's almost in the central part of the country.
Yeah.
How do you get that done?
Yeah.
Then we're having a conversation.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to come to, my next question. So we have seen mega projects done all around the world. And there are examples online for everyone to see. Do you realistically, personally think that what he said is possible? Can it be done? Not in terms of our financial constraints or whatever, but is it physically possible that can be done, moving, channeling part of the sea to the inland part of the country?
I'm going to say two things on this. One, like I said, I watch a few, commentators, YouTubers and whatnot, giving this guy a lot of, flack.
Yeah.
My point that I'm trying to make is, number one, I remember Sheldon saying something like, I don't know if it's Sheldon or if it's Scanty, right? Saying Ghana, where we gonna get this money, blah 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 blah, right? I mean, what do you mean where we gonna get this money? No, I mean, think about it. How much resources are we sitting on as a country? So when you say where we're gonna get this money, even if we gotta go get a loan from the IMF, I mean, we know we're doing something that's gonna propel the country into greater heights.
Yeah.
So we should not think about the money first. Look at the vision. Look at the idea, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't think he's just saying it specifically, as in opening up the land and just drawing in the sea. I think it's a vision in general that we can do better things, greater things, since we have all these resources under the ground.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Secondly, we refer to mega projects. There are a lot of projects we see, like you say, we've traveled
Just
a lot. And
mind-boggling.
it's not to brag, we do travel. And even if you do not travel outside of China, just being in China, right? The project you see in China.
If you saw it before, the project was
there
done.
are some projects that even in the West, there are German,
Let me add something quick before you continue. I just want to mention this project. Yeah, it's called Gotthard Base Tunnel in Switzerland. Yeah, it's 7,500 feet tunnel through the mountains. It took them almost 20 years to complete this project.
But that is way too late. It would have been less in China.
Even the English Channel.
But my point is, I mentioned the 20 years because I want us to go back 20 years. Imagine the government coming out and saying, the point I'm trying to make is 20 years ago, back then I would be like 24, 25.
Now you were already 55. Now you are an ancestor.
Yeah, but imagine 20 years ago in Switzerland, they come up with this project.
Yeah.
This is what we want to do.
Right.
A lot of people would have doubted it.
A lot of people where?
Would have.
I believe even,
I'm just
in
I'm just trying to contrast it to Ghana. A lot of people in Ghana would have been like,
No, in Ghana, I'm not talking.
It's not
I'm
possible.
talking about the Swiss people.
Exactly.
I'm not even in Ghana.
Yeah.
Ghana, there it's impossible.
Oh, forget.
You understand? But
Forget it.
I'm talking about 20 years ago. It took them. So if you go back 20 years ago, 2016, finally the tunnel got open. So to just add to your point, where you have to continue. There are projects that people will mention it in this modern age that would look impossible, but in about 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, it will be easy to get done.
But yeah, coming back to my point, the same thing, we can go back in time like the 20 years ago, blah, blah, blah. But the same thing when we're sending man to the moon, right?
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Would have been like, what?
Yeah.
How is that possible? Sending. So these are some of the things that hold people back. I'm not saying for a fact that Cheddar can do exactly what he said he did. But you got to give people the benefit of the doubt.
yeah.
He's saying, that's what I'm saying. You do not know if he's spoken to anybody about it. We do not know the engineering prowess or the engineering, like, you know, what you call it, the technical aspect. We have no idea. But this guy just said it in passing. He said a lot of things, right? But I'm not saying that he can do it or cannot do it. But my point, if you want to dream, dream big.
Yeah.
So this is what he's saying. This is the kind of vision he's got for Ghana. So my point is, it's not because I kind of like, I don't know, I support this guy or I'm gonna like, you know, vote for him. I don't even know if we can vote from China. But the point is, when people are told, you gotta listen to what they're saying and understand that they probably have more knowledge to what they're saying than you do. So when, like I say, Sheldon is talking about the Dubai being like close to the Persian Gulf, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna bet you, 10, 20 years ago, if the same Dubai sheikh told Kwejo Sheldon, we're gonna develop Dubai, this sand dune, into what it is today.
Yeah.
Do you think they would have been like, yeah, sure, you guys can do it. We believe you can. Of course, they would have been the same way.
Doubters, yeah.
They would have been the same time, like, oh, come on, this is not possible. You're trying to tell me you're gonna create a whole city out of this sand dust? It's the same thing. But where we are now in like,
Our development.
should have said 2024. People are doing things that are almost impossible. If you come to China, right, there are bridges that even Germans coming here and they're like, they're like, this is impossible.
Possible, yeah.
They're called in to help.
Yeah.
They're like, this is impossible, and then they leave. And the Chinese are like,
The train-
no,
Bridges
The train
and tunnels under the sea.
Forget about the tunnel, the train, the German.
Hold on, and then
Yeah.
the Chinese are engineers are like, this is China. We're
we'll do
gonna
it.
prove them wrong,
And they'll do it.
and then they do it.
Yeah.
And it's
So
not
I'll
like,
bet
yeah.
anybody watching, Sheldon, whoever, Code Mickey, go just check out crazy bridges or crazy infrastructure in China.
Yeah, mega.
Exactly, or and then come have this
projects
conversation.
around the world. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's feasible or not, but do not have this mindset of impossible, like impossibility mindset.
Yeah, we're
No,
always
no,
quick
This is
to-
why we are where we are.
No, say it's feasible.
You know.
But the question is, if they are questioning the wealth of the country, as in we have the money,
Do we have
to
the-
take,
do we have the finances,
the
the
finances
resources?
to take on this kind of project? It's a different case, right? But when somebody comes out and say, "I can do this," or "This thing can be done in this," listen, I'm telling you, it is either we are just vision killers, or because we've not been able to do anything proper in our country. Like we are coming from a country that the first thing that comes of like the moment you come out with a vision, they'll kill it.
Pull him down.
We are joy killers. Yeah. You have to read. You have to research. When people come out and they go like, oh, I want this thing can be done. Ghana, we can do these projects easily.
Yeah.
There was this man. If I get the name wrong, just you guys should forgive me. Something Ashanti. He wanted to do a railway from Accra to the northern region. if you listen and if you listen to some of the things people were saying, I was like, you guys, I understand the fact that you are comfortable with your trotros and blah 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 blah, but
that's Dr. Is it Dr. Mensah?
Yeah, something.
Yeah, from now the American Ghanaian.
The American,
yeah, right. Thomas Mensah.
Thank you. If I was like, is it because we don't read?
We don't.
No, we don't research.
We have nothing else
but
to
I also
compare.
think it's. I think I don't know. It's got something to do with like public distrust. I think politicians have kind of like made a lot of promises and not been able to fulfill
get
them.
that. But okay, fine.
So it's like once somebody says something that is a bit.
Let's put our politicians aside for a second. It is about vision. Yeah, it's all about vision. Before we got microphones, somebody came up with it and nobody believed it. But finally, today we have so many. So it is all about, okay, you giving people the chance. Okay, you said you can do this. How can you do it? Explain to us. We don't get it. We've not seen one. But it's strange because I'm a Ghanaian and I'm a proud one. We have the largest man-made lake, if not second or third in the world. During that time,
they were able to do that.
They were able to do it. So it means that country is possible to do anything.
No. If we were in these times, it would have been the same.
Okay,
backlash.
so this guy.
How are you gonna build a lake in the middle of
even when you look at the scale of the Akosombo Dam from the 60s,
yes.
That was a mega project, even worldwide. Like those times to build a dam like that was almost impossible, but it was done.
I just feel. I don't want to go to our leaders, right? But because of poor leadership.
This one we will not even blame on too much of the leaders.
But
just
I want
the
to say
general...
this because of poor leadership. I think the dream part of our brains is dead.
Yeah.
You understand? It's dead because, or it's either those people on radio and on other platforms doubting this guy. They've not done their research about mega projects that have been done around the world.
Impossible projects.
Impossible.
And we're talking about the top engineers.
The same sea this guy is talking about. If you go to what do you call it? Zhuhai to Macau and Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I've gone on that bridge. I've been there more than 3-4 times, and every time I sit in the taxi and look, I can't believe what.
Even just here, is it Nanjing or Ningbo?
The tunnel.
Even Ningbo, there's a bridge across the.
I'm telling you, there's so many amazing things around the world. Where in Ghana, the moment you start the sentence or the statement, the air will end on your mouth. They'll kill it. Like I want to punch you, and sometimes it saddens me. You know
what even surprised me? I've always said that in 2008, when we were going to host the African Cup of Nations, we built 2 brand new stadia and renovated 2 or 3 to international standard within a space of 2-3 years.
Yes.
In the ongoing African Cup of Nations.
Yes.
8 months ago, our facilities were not where they are now, but we're able to speed up and do it.
Yeah.
And so many other situations where we have had to wait for to host some international event to quickly put up something. But it tells you that if we can do these projects within a short time, why can't we do other projects within?
Secondly, if other countries are able to do mega projects, the unthinkable from the Ghana point of view,
right?
Why can't we do it? Aren't we the same? Don't we have the same?
So we don't have any vision, and we believe nothing is possible unless it's something small.
Just look at
If it's small, then we can.
Look at
we can sell Wachi on the streets, right? Exactly. We can sell Gobe, or let's renovate Kwame Nkrumah Memorial. That we can. No, that's the way we
look
think.
At the Adome Bridge, suspension bridge. Probably maybe when the technology was starting, we already had one, and that bridge is still standing. And it wasn't built yesterday; it was built many years ago.
But
so
why do we keep
doubting ourselves?
A visionary, right? So this is the point I'm coming to. Pick a guy like Elon Musk, Tesla.
Yeah.
What did everybody tell him? It's impossible for electric cars to go as fast as what? gas cars or petrol cars, as we say in Ghana. It's impossible. How can you? And now look at cars that are going 0 to what? 100 in like what 0 to 3.
But what did he do?
Seconds.
He took it from the place where the doubters, and then came to a place where they are believers. China. Now the whole world, when it comes to e-cars.
But this is exactly my point. If you go, I forgot the name, Jiang or whatever, like glass bridge. There are things that, like I said,
there are actually several of them in China.
Average person, it's very, very impossible. These are, and like I'm saying, some of the bridges, they were like German experts. They came and they're like, no, they were called to come help, and they're like, this is impossible. They left, and the Chinese did it.
A typical example is the train.
But let me give you an example, even about the underground, what you call it, train subways.
Subways.
They dig underground, literally dig underground, like through the earth, and you can travel literally under the ground. This is what we're talking about. Is that supposed to be possible?
China
no,
has
it takes a certain sort of commitment, vision, and what belief that it's possible, and then people get them done.
And the thing is, we also have to accept things like this kind of project might take a bit longer because of finances and all that. But it is possible.
But this is exactly what I'm also trying to push. So the fact that especially our young ones, right, are on YouTube saying, oh, this guy should not come and throw sand into our eyes. We're not stupid.
And that is what travels and people start to believe that it's not possible.
What I'm saying.
Yeah.
This guy is saying stuff that he's thinking big. And I feel like, I'll give an example of the same guy, right? When we talk about Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, right? Okay, everybody knows he's rich, right? Oh, Facebook, blah, blah, blah. When it comes to cheddar, right? Freedom, Jacob Caesar. You remember what people started saying about him? He's dealing in drugs. He's a cocaine trafficker.
How did he make his money?
How did he make his money? But
is that what is important?
I've never heard anybody or any Ghanaian saying, how did Mark Zuckerberg make his money? Or how did Kennedy Japan make his cane traffic? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we are doubters.
Exactly. We always want to, I do not know, put people in the bottle like PhD, pull him down syndrome.
I had a conversation with a friend, and I was telling, look at the sky apartments. Look at the apartment in Shanghai. Imagine having 300,000 of that in Ghana.
That will solve the whole country. It will solve the whole country's housing problem.
A Ghanaian will tell you, oh, if a plane is coming, a plane will bump into that thing. Yep. We are so...
You want the word? Can I give you the word?
Give me the word.
Negative.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. When this guy came into the public, everybody was like, oh, how is he making his money, right? He's drug trafficking, blah, 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 blah. We had no idea who this guy was, right? Yeah. So you got to take your time. Yeah. Get to know the guy. Dig into his back. And then you understand by this time, people were quick to say, oh, this guy, he's dealing drugs, blah, blah, blah. And he even mentioned in one of the interviews, like, why do people always do that? You know, if somebody makes it, they always try to come up with stories.
Yeah, they won't ask about how he got there. They always wait for you to get to the destination, and then
he admires greatness.
And even
so he's trying to empower. He's trying to motivate. Be like an example.
Even in the same interview, he made mention of what do you call it? Containers being drove from
on trucks, one by one
to Kumasi.
And
that's over 6 hours. Right.
Listen, come on, China here, right behind my house here, right? Just like 2 minutes walk from here. There is a huge river that is connected to the whole of Jiangsu and other places, where they use their boat to transport sand,
rock, for construction and things like that,
metal and all those things on those
rivers.
Imagine back in the day telling the Chinese who would have to go and get food, go and beg the next door neighbor that I need food to eat. Imagine those days the government telling them, we can do this project, we can get it done.
Right.
Definitely there will be doubters, but they believed. What we're sitting here trying to say is that it might look strange, might sound strange, but things like that can be done.
Yeah.
Because it's not strange. It's not strange.
Forget about the map.
Dream big. That's the goal.
Forget about how the map is. And okay, there are other alternatives. Maybe it might not be the sea. But we have the largest man-made lake in the world. One of the largest.
Another thing I feel like is in Ghana, a lot of people like to travel to the US, to Europe. But when you talk about mega projects, they are
Asia.
not in those continents.
Yes.
America doesn't even
Come
have
to
fast
Asia.
trains. When in 2008, China opened, I think, in 2008, they opened the first fast train from Shanghai to Beijing.
Yeah.
Today they
5
have
hours.
over 40 routes,
Yeah.
over 40. And when you go to the Hongqiao train station, for example, and you see the rail tracks
yeah.
just for fast trains,
Yeah,
you will
you'll
be
be
amazed.
Yeah.
Now, there's no way in China now you travel, you can decide to go by air, and people don't even go by air because the train is just as comfortable as a
Thank
plane
you.
and just as fast. So if from 2008, in a space of 10, 15 years, just rail, and another thing I want to say is, you look at a country, like we say, sometimes we blame the politicians, but we most of the time have to blame ourselves. Like you said, we are dream killers. In Ghana, they say that when they were, they are constructing some rail lines, and they said 1 kilometer of rail costs $1 million. Accra to Kumasi is about 400-500 kilometers, which means that if you have $600 million, you can construct a rail line from Accra to Kumasi, and you can decide to run diesel trains or electric trains. That's fine, whatever you want to run. But that rail line will be there for the next 500, 1,000 years.
And do you know how much money you make?
And $600 million, are you telling me that $600 million with all our resources is too hard to get? That's the mentality we have. We always look at the money, we're like, $600 million just for the rail line is too much.
You're too
but we have
shallow-minded,
we
man.
we claim that our GDP is $17 billion. Are you telling me that we can't network the whole country with rail in like 5-10 years?
If us the citizens are
But
thinking like
they
that,
will tell you it's not possible.
It gives the politicians the leeway.
Yeah, exactly.
think about
them
it.
the
When you
leeway.
say it to me,
But
we will not do it.
Think about this scenario, this context.
Yeah.
The current politicians, we say they're not doing enough.
Enough. Yeah.
Now somebody's saying, I'm gonna try and do more.
More.
That also we got, that also we say
you
Yep.
are bluffing.
Yeah.
You are bluffing. You think you're taking us for
Oh, yeah.
what's the guy you're in? I'm Mali full of. No, the thing is, that's why I take the banter side. We can joke, he wants to take the sea from Accra to Kuma. Those, but if you just need to, my brothers, go and read mega projects around the world.
even mega is
It's
just
on
kind of like
YouTube,
too
it's
big.
on-
It's on
everywhere.
YouTube. Go and see.
Mega is
things that
just very basic development.
you talked about the Germans, yeah. The Germans were trying to develop the maglev.
Yeah, maglev
Maglev,
train,
yeah,
yeah.
Maglev train.
Oh, can you explain what maglev is, please?
So maglev it's a train, but it doesn't run on rails. It runs through a magnetic field.
Yeah.
So there's magnet on the, let's say the rail, and there's magnet on the train. So it creates this vacuum.
Okay, can I
So
help?
it doesn't really
Can I help?
touch. Yeah.
So the whole point, maglev, M-A-G is magnetic,
Yeah.
L-E-V, levitation.
Yes.
So levitation is something that suspends above the ground. And magnetic, we know what it is, right? It attracts two magnets together. So the point is that the rails are magnetic, and the train also the bottom is magnetic. So it doesn't
not really
make
touch,
contact.
yeah.
So it's literally hovering. And
this
these
one,
trains, exactly.
Ibi juju.
When you take the
How fast do
Hey,
trains
do-
go?
when you take this,
Massa.
let me
sorry, you didn't finish your
let me
story
give
about the Germans.
Let me
maglev.
give the context. When you take the slow train from Loyalu to Pudong Airport, it takes about 1 hour. The maglev train takes 8 minutes.
Okay, so with this project, the Germans, it was a German project, but they felt it's impossible
And too expensive.
and
yeah.
too expensive. And then the Chinese was like, okay, we like this. They bought the what do you call it? The blueprint or whatever.
Yeah,
they got the license, and then they've done it.
Yeah.
Can I chip you for a
No,
second?
let
a
me-
Ghana man will be like, what? How are you going to make a train that will... how is that possible?
Charlie,
How is that
my
possible
family
to
members
make a
won't
train?
kill me.
Yeah, this one,
Whatever we get,
they-
we get whatever we get. You just cut them, put them together, then throw them for.
And if you say you make hot too.
You make what?
Yeah, the 4K, you do it, they take a toll on the...
Okay.
Or maybe because this thing they close it, they produce some heat. Nah.
Maybe they use them like that.
Anyway,
Yeah, make it go, make
whatever,
it
wherever you catch, we sound good.
Yeah, make it go,
So
make it.
my point is, you talked about distance, yeah, about 8 minutes and 10 minutes. When I came to China,
1 hour, sorry. 8 minutes against
Subway.
1 hour, 8 minutes
yeah.
against 1 hour. Sorry. From Kwame, when I came, they had a small airport, which was actually bigger than the Ghanaian airport, but they didn't consider.
Yeah,
it
in
as
China, that's a small
yes,
airport.
That's a very small airport, and I heard the next day they had a plan to build the airport in about 4 years. One of the biggest. Yeah. Cool. I took a train from that same Kwame to Beijing. Can you guess how many hours?
20 hours maybe.
No, 42 hours. Yeah, on the train for 42 hours.
Oh, to Kwame.
From Kwame to Beijing.
Oh yeah, I've
Those
done that
days.
route before. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And they were talking about constructing a speed train. Today, do you know how long it takes from Kwame to Beijing?
Tell us.
A Ghanaian will say what?
Tell us.
It's impossible.
Impossible. But this one they tell us.
Me, this thing they pain me till date. My own uncle tell
you
my
know, tell us.
no, I'll tell you
About
this
the
story. But
hours.
this one be how I always talk about. We kill dreams before your dream will start.
Yeah.
I love football. I wanted to play football. I wanted to do anything sports. My uncle told my dad, my mom, she wanted to buy me, may her soul rest in peace, she wanted to buy me football boots and join a local team. My uncle said, oh, they'll take you to the cemetery, they'll do juju, they'll let you carry juju, and then my legs are like drumsticks. They'll break my legs, so you should not buy the boot. My football dream died.
Anyone and never resurrected. Yeah, so
No, but I think he was right. You wouldn't have gone far anyways.
Don't worry.
No, the point
They
is,
killed my dream.
but honestly, the point is, how long does it take now Kwame to Beijing? We need
Now, it's about 5 hours.
I just want people to
yeah,
understand, right?
even
the crazy-
Shanghai to Beijing,
Beijing is
Shanghai
5
to
hours.
Wuhan, all these places.
So I mean,
You see,
think
so-
about the economics. Hold on, think about the economics. Sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
I know you hate that, and I don't like that too. But you do it to me, and I do it to you.
Don't worry,
Okay.
I'll
So
get back
point,
to
think
you.
about the economics, right? So in this, if you were transporting, let's say, 500 people, in what 42 hours?
Yes,
Yeah.
42 hours.
And now, how many people can you transfer?
Maybe 1,000 or
Right?
1,500.
Can you transfer from spot to another?
So
spot?
let's say
Yeah.
the one train will go for 42 hours. It will take about, let's say, 500 people on the train.
So now the train will go 8 times within that the same space of time.
Yeah.
But let me say something that Elon Musk said one time. He said, "I'd rather be optimistic and wrong than be pessimistic and right."
Right. Yeah.
Right. So
That means you're
if you
guessing,
say you
yeah.
can do something, I would rather support you. Okay, let's get. If we're wrong, we're wrong. At least we tried. It did not happen, right? But I'd rather not be, oh no, it's not gonna happen. You can't do it. And it's like, and then when you feel, I'm like, yes, you see, I told you can't do it, so I'm right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is the kind of mentality we have. So the point is that if somebody says this, we do not understand, like I said, the brains behind or the reason behind what he's saying. But he said it, so we have to kind of like probably investigate more.
Yeah.
Is it possible? Look at other parts of the world. Have they done things
Yeah.
like that? Is
Yeah.
it feasible?
There was someone who was.
If it's possible,
Let me
then
add
why are we
this. You
saying
see,
this guy
I
is
talked
crazy?
about the Zhuhai,
Zhuhai, yeah.
Macau, Hong Kong bridge. Yeah, it was 209. They started that bridge or whatever. They got it completed. But do you know how long the bridge will stand for? 120 years.
Yeah.
120 years before they will start to work on it
Yeah.
again. Anything is possible.
Right.
So we should learn to give people the chance. Just ask the right questions.
Yeah.
How can you be done?
Yeah.
How long can you do it for? These are the questions.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, and I also think that in Ghana we should stop this thing of, oh, you can't do it. It kills dreams, and start to ask questions like, how can we do it?
Yeah.
Not can we do it? Because once we do that, you yourself get demotivated and you don't want. It's not just about cheddar or freedom Jacob Caesar. It just runs across.
Yeah.
People just doubt everything that you say. Like, I want to travel abroad, or how you don't even have money. I want to set up a business, or how you going to, you don't have money, how are you going to set up a business? You have to think about it. We doubt things too much. We have to stop that negativity. If someone, we are already struggling. If someone comes with a solution, let's rally behind the person. I'm not doing politics here, but it could be anybody. If someone has an idea, let's see how we can achieve it, and not always telling people, no, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Yeah, because if you ask the person, a quick one, if you ask the person, how can you do it? How long can you do it? You can hold the person accountable. Because
Right.
you told us it can be done in this space of time.
Right.
You can get the finances to get it completed. And that is why it will be easy for our politicians to come and play games with us.
Right.
I want to put up a house.
Oh, you can't do
cannot
it.
do it.
What do you know? What do you know about building a house? But
Have you bought the block
I'm
before?
gonna hire people.
Oh, I heard,
No,
I heard
my
these
Charlie,
days.
Charlie.
You know what the
I heard
question is?
it. These
How
days-
do you know they're going to do a good job?
I heard these days.
I don't know, but that's what they do.
What mason or cement?
Exactly. So this is what I'm saying. It's more about killing. It's not be like, oh great, yeah, that's nice. How
You
many
can sell
bedrooms
it,
do
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like we don't support our own. Next, there was a video that there was this guy who jumped from space. I don't know if you saw that video.
Oh, the Red Bull guy. Yeah.
This guy literally jumped from space. Has it been done before? No. He believed
There's always
it.
a
He got
first time, yeah.
support. He got what you call it.
Sponsorship.
And sponsorship. People endorsed him, and he jumped literally from space. We're not talking about the sky, like right here, from space. Who would have thought? I mean, I always want to look at the contrast. If it was a Ghanaian who said, "I'm going to do this," what do you think the response would have been?
Oh, your
Nah,
family
he wouldn't-
people
he
will
wouldn't
kill you
even do
before-
it, yeah.
Your family people will
Because-
kill you before you land.
Yeah, the first word that will come out of someone's mouth will break your spirit. So,
So
you
that's
don't
what
even
I'm
do
saying.
it.
So at the end of the day, like you're saying, it's not like we're rallying behind Cheddar or whatnot, but why not? The point is, like we say, dream big. Okay, so if I want to attain this level of success,
Yeah.
should I say, okay, I want to get here, or should I actually aim for here,
yeah.
right?
So where
when
I
I
fall,
get here,
yeah.
I'm gonna be like, okay, at least I try. Okay, it's better to be here than just be. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm
But
thinking,
with
right?
you, I have to give you a ladder.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. So really, really good discussion here. We're not doing politics here, although we
No.
would all want to see some fresh energy in our politics. But we're not doing politics here. We're just speaking the message,
Yeah.
and we're just appalled by how much bashing this particular statement has gotten. I think we should channel our energies towards encouraging people and rather than telling people down. I mean,
Visions, dreams,
Yes.
it all starts from what?
From
your
the mind.
mindset.
Yeah.
Your mindset. If your mind is saying it's impossible, we can't do it. Or do you know why Dubai
The
did what
first
they
person
did?
who did
when
the,
Dubai wanted to do
fuel
it,
car had
dude,
doubters.
the Burj Khalifa, the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
I doubted people.
There are so many
people were
projects
saying-
we can link
They
to.
said when the sheikh comes, what does
Yeah.
he say? Higher.
Higher, yep.
He comes back, he's like higher.
Build it and
the
they'll come.
engineers were all doubting. He's like, oh, too high.
He
man."
said, build Dubai and people will come. And that's what's happening now. We all go to Dubai and all these places. to
I'm
go.
telling
It
you-
wasn't built by angels. It was built by,
By
human
human
beings.
beings.
And the idea started from space.
Singapore, the then
Lee Kuan
president,
Yew.
yes, he gave them 10 years. He said, I want to see Singapore in a different light. A lot of people, they were doubters all over the world, yeah, especially Ghanaians. But today,
One word. I want one word from both of you. There was this guy who was interviewed. He was from Dubai. He was from the Emirates, and he was saying, "Oh, what's making Dubai, what it is today, or what are they doing different?" And he said one word. Can you guess?
no, I cannot, but they are believers.
One word.
Belief?
He said leadership.
Yeah, well, I know, with that we get it.
Yeah, no, but the leadership is not just saying like politics. He's just saying
Yeah.
a leader with what? A vision.
Yeah.
The right people around that.
Exactly.
leader
That will
to get
rally
the big
behind him
vision
and
done,
support him.
These people basically live in the desert.
No,
but
man,
you don't even feel
man,
it when you...
I'm telling people in the West, and especially in Africa, travel, come to Asia, and you will see things you like way beyond your.
Yeah,
your,
a lot of people
your
go to
dream.
UK, the
Dude, go to the
US.
UK.
When we're
You
driving-
still have buildings we
I
still
like
have in
driving.
Ghana.
When we're driving road trips, what do you see? Dude, you
man.
go through tunnels, 15 kilometers, like
Listen, check our
There's
next
been a
video.
whole-
Under,
created.
under a mountain.
You
And
go
when they
through
see
mountains.
a valley, they go above the valley. They see a sea or a river, they go
go
above
below.
it.
Listen,
down
we are
to
not
see.
sitting here
from
just,
here to Pudong. How do you cross over to Pudong?
Yeah, like 5-6
you
tunnels.
go under the Yangtze River. It's the tunnel is really under the
You won't
river
even
to
know
get
you're
to the
in
other
the, you
side.
feel like you're in a B1 floor or something.
you need to experience it to believe it.
So in short, what we are saying
Change of
is it's not
mentality.
about cheddar or anything, but
Yeah.
we have to change that mindset.
And
of-
people like Sheldon, you guys do a lot of traveling, right?
Yeah.
You are exposed.
Yeah.
So for you guys saying it's impossible based on
All right, guys. So everybody from social media influencers, we saw a video of Kojo Sheldon trying to say that this thing is impossible. Kumasi, Ashanti region is inland, but there are major projects out there. You guys travel, you see what is happening around the world. So rather, let's use these platforms to educate people, to let people know that these things are possible because other human beings are doing them. It is this mentality that we have that only some people can do it and we can't do it. That is why we are where we are, and we keep complaining all the time. And the fact that it seems impossible doesn't mean it's impossible, because other people have done it and we can do it too. Let's not doubt ourselves. Let's believe in ourselves and stop this negativity. Anyways, it's getting too long. I'm sure you have your own comments you want to share. Leave them in the comment section. We'll come your way again soon with another video. DLS Wave. Peace out.